welcome back everybody to stream. I believe this will be stream number 4, but this will be episode 6 of the series so far. With, I believe it was episode 4, I had an issue where for some reason it did not properly go live and then didn't upload the episode to my channel. So, I tried episode 5 as doing it as a video, just to make sure that everything would actually run smoothly and actually.
No, I'm sure you'll manage that on your own.
I don't know. The water looks pretty clear here.
Some more stuff, hopefully. So yeah, I did it as an episode instead, just to kind of at least get something out instead. Plus, I also had to helped my sister move into her new apartment yesterday, so I didn't actually upload a video yesterday. Or do a stream yesterday. But hopefully from now on I'll be able to continue on with either a video or a stream every single day. At least I will attempt to do it every single day. Unless I do have like my busy days where I won't be able to. But for now we'll just get back to it and see where things go. That's just the blades themselves. So what do they typically just have? Primarily runic damage. Increases runic of blades. This effect what runic damage for all attacks. So I guess if an attack does runic damage, this will affect that. Okay.
Fire's actually a disinfectant, so these are very hygienic.
It's kind of gross. I don't think I'd want to use these as a disinfectant. I'm gonna be right back. For some reason, my dogs are barking like crazy. Alright, I am back. Got that sorted, hopefully. And, looks like...
my tools.
Yeah, I don't have enough hack silver or material to do anything with, so we'll just move on. And I also do want to state that, from editing my video, that, there's a lot of side quest stuff that I was doing.
Look,
that,
just across this gap. Tier could be right there.
I don't think it's gonna be that easy, but maybe. I'm actually going to try and take parts. Let's say if I do a video recording, I'm gonna take those parts where I do all the side stuff. Unless I find something that seems like it could be important. I'm going to try and pull out as much of the side quest stuff as I can. Maybe?
Oh, water's overflowing where you froze that trough. That's helpful.
Hmm. That would make it where there's no water. Oh. There we go.
Looks like you got the water moving along, brother. What next? Ah, not quite right.
There we are.
That worked. Let's get
So, essentially, all I'm trying to say is I will try and take, unless I deem it really important, a bit of side quest, I will put those as their own separate videos. That way, if you care to see any kind of side quest content, you can see that. But as the standard video, uh, more or less just pure story. And if I'm streaming, it'll probably be a little bit of a mixture of both. Because
Well, I certainly don't think this is where Tyr currently is.
He's got to be here somewhere. This mine is huge.
Atreus, what do you intend to stop Odin from doing? You speak as if you know his plan.
I don't know his plan. That's why we're...
Brothers, with Fimbulwinter underway and Ragnarok around the corner, Odin will be desperate. Whatever he's planning to do surely won't be to the benefit of anyone but himself.
nice.
Exactly.
But yeah, I'm more or less just wanted to let y'all know where if y'all want to show up to live streams to get the full picture, or if you'd prefer to just kind of watch the videos and kind of get the picture of what it is that you prefer to see, whether it be story or side quests and story, or just pure side quests. Because some people actually like to watch just side quests. Because some of the side quests in games like this can be actually really fun and have their own little story bits behind them. Not all of them, but some of them. Let me shoot that. Thank you. Don't want to miss out on loot. But yeah, while I was editing the video, I will definitely say it probably isn't the best video you could probably see out there, but I definitely tried my best to edit it the best I could and make it look as good as possible, but I'm not a professional by any means. I've just recently started trying to get into live streaming more or less full time, but you never really know what you can be good at until you try it. So I'm gonna give it my best effort, and maybe that will lead to better things. Come on then. Oof. Imagine actually getting split like that with an axe. I bet that would absolutely suck. You wouldn't be alive for very long, I'm sure, but it would certainly suck. Get that. Whoop, didn't mean to have him do that.
Learn anything?
Cooperation? Nah, we don't cooperate around here. We just order people around.
Huh. Glad we explored.
And just to make y'all aware, I will always explore a little bit, because that's how you get the material to be able to upgrade your gear, so that, you know, just your standard RPG tropes, or adventuring tropes sort of stuff, where you're going to have a certain level, you want your equipment to be a certain level, and be better well equipped for any cases that might happen.
Not to be
So-
discouraging, but it is a mine after all.
That is discouraging.
So yeah, I will definitely be still doing some side things every now and again.
Did you see that over there?
Can I hit that from here? No. I don't have the right angle for that.
There's a broken door up to the left behind this crane. Maybe Tyr tried to...
There we go. That'll work.
Wait, where are you going?
We will return.
Yeah, we're going over here. Fight whatever this is.
There's another door. Let's beat these guys and check theirs. On your right.
What? Ooh, that was a bad idea.
Behind you, poison!
What? Oh, you're right there.
Behind you,
Alright, get off me. Alright, can I get up there? Come here, you. There's no way I'm gonna be able to do enough damage over time just by throwing this. Something else? Oh. You. Come here!
Above you, brother!
Yeah, I know. Oh god. Oh god. Alright, unlock from him. Grab that. There we go.
What's your leg?
Give me that. Thank you. And rage mode. Let's go. Fist of Fury! Boom! Oh. Shake, 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 shake! Frickin' stop it!
Behind you! Watch out!
The door now, shall we?
There we go. Well, at least I got it on the back spin.
I wonder where this leads.
Somewhere. That seems to be going that way, so we'll go this way.
Another dead end.
No, there's more loot!
I don't think we can go this way.
Well, I came through here on the boat.
A statue. Made for the Aesir.
Indeed. And then stolen by Ulfjolf the thief.
Okay, I can't go across that. More goodies. Nice. Every time I see him throw his blades like that, it just reminds me of old school. God of War. God of War 3 was... I don't want to say it was my favorite game of all time, but it was definitely up there, because I've replayed, played that game, like, shoot, like 5 or 6 times, if not more than that. And what's crazy about that is replaying through that game, you don't really get anything different from trying to replay it. Nothing else changes as far as story. You can like play it with trying to get all the cheats, I believe. Oh wait, do I need to, yeah. Nice. So yeah, you could play it with the cheats active and everything else, trying to find all the items while replaying through it. But I mean, if all that does is pretty much give you a way of playing a game more difficult or less difficult, not really all that worth it. Well, that's not helpful. How do I get over to that? Because I can't reach that from here. I can't get to it from there. No.
That's it. Come on. Let's take that lift up. Tyr can't be far.
Well, I need that to lift first, boy. Try that. No, that still just lowers the lift. No? Yeah, how would I even... Let's see. But yeah, at least that's from my understanding of playing it. I just always enjoyed the story of God of War more than trying to earn cheats or... I can do that, but that isn't helpful. That sups water. Lowers the lift, but that doesn't help me get there. I'm either doing something wrong or something I'm missing, because I can't break that, but I need to...
That sounded like it wasn't quite right there, brother.
No, it's not quite right.
Outstanding.
There we go.
That overflowing water is
I could have swore I already did that, but okay.
We'll be up there in no time.
There we go. That was that. But yeah, all I did was just play through it just to see the story again and everything else, especially because that used to be the only God of War that you could really play in modern games.
Okay, new exercise. Let's think about how Tyr's probably feeling locked up in his mind. If I were imprisoned by Odin and finally freed, Odin would obviously be at the top of my list. But I would just want to fight something. Anything. Even if it was just to know I still could.
Oh, I need... There we go. Yeah. So it was just my way of getting to play God of War over and over and over again. And still feeling that like nostalgia basically, because I grew up playing God of War 1, God of War 2, played a little bit of Chains of Olympus, a little bit of what was that one called? There was one other one, and they gave you a little bit more of story, or a bit more context to Kratos' whole blight against the gods and everything else. Because if you just play 1 and 2 and 3, it just makes you think, okay, well, Zeus kills Kratos.
Tyr?
Whoa,
what happened here?
At least... Sorry if that's a spoiler to anybody, if anybody's not played 2. But yeah, that's kind of the premise behind 2 and what leads into 3. And 1 just makes you think that Kratos had an issue with Ares, but with the Blades of Olympus or Blades of Athena, or Chains of Olympus. Chains of Olympus. That's what it was. And the other game, plus Ascension.
Around.
This dwarf didn't make it out.
Lets you know a little bit more as well, sort of. It all. Ooh. Supposed to activates to equip the relic in the weapon screen. Ooh. Gets a bonus to melee damage for a short duration. That's pretty nice. Ooh. Take chunks out. Chunks out. So yeah, just playing those games, it gives you a lot more context and lets you understand the story a whole lot more as a whole, compared to if you just play 1, 2, 3, Ascension, and the game before this one and this one. Which you could still enjoy the story and still get a bit of a premise behind the story and all that. So it's not like you're completely blind or anything else, but it just adds more. It's like, if you were to read the like ending chapters of a book. I'll take Harry Potter as an example. You kind of get the premise behind Harry Potter and understand, okay, well, there's an overarching villain, and here's your hero, technically. Your antagonist and protagonist. But you're not going to understand the full reasons behind why the antagonist is the antagonist and why the protagonist is the protagonist, or who the main character is and who's not, and all the other mumbo jumbo that goes behind story. Plus, your combat is exponentially different in these ones compared to those ones. Like, I could still enjoy.
Little brother, perhaps it's time
No,
we...
don't even say it. We're gonna find him.
Somebody's
On
desperate.
the other side of the cavern. Let's go.
I would still play God of War 3 and even God of War Ascension, even though I didn't really care for Ascension as much. Didn't give you as many different weapons to run around with
Up there.
as 1 and 2.
We'll just have to get across.
Oh, well, and even 3. Although 3 didn't change as much as 1 and 2 did, where in 1 and 2,
Is that the same one?
1 you primarily use your blades, 2 you use your blades, I think something like a spear, I think you also had a bow, plus your Spartan Rage worked a little differently, and everything else.
That worked.
I believe we're above where we got off the boat by Sindri. This mine is one enormous spiral.
Oh. Nice. So yeah, it all comes down to, for me at least, mostly nostalgia and enjoyment of just the God of War franchise as a whole. Now, if I were to pick my actual favorite game of all of them, I would say more than likely it would be 2. Like, these games are great, don't get me wrong. Absolutely fantastic. That's leading me that way, so I would prefer to go this way. But 2, for me, had the most diversity with combat and with
I can hear something in there.
story, I'm gonna say. It really made you want to invest into God of War. Because when I first started to play God of War, this was long after it had came out. And long after it had already come out with God of War 2 and all that. So I started off playing one
That stony visage hung over the entrance
from a friend of my dad's,
built by Durin the General.
and from playing that, that's what introduced me to into the series. Oh, it's this guy. Let's not get set on fire. Alright, climb up here. Nice. I caught him on the backswing. So far, I've managed to avoid from getting set on fire. Unlike the first time I fought one of these guys. Oh, well. Oh! Nice.
We fought it at the other time, didn't we?
Sorry. I was focusing on combat to keep from getting caught on fire and dying. But yeah, so it all got introduced to me by a very good friend of my father's back on PlayStation 2. And I really enjoyed it. I'd never even played a game like God of War before. I played like
That's not what I was ready for. Another dead end.
Harry Potter and games that were more story driven. Even though you did a lot of gameplay and everything else, it wasn't the same.
Just have to keep searching until we find him. You said you'd follow my lead, and I say we keep looking. So knock it off.
Watch yourself. I will follow, but I state what I see. Will not speak to me this way. Are we clear?
Sir.
Kratos was like, not. But yeah, overall, to me, it's such a fantastic series. So good, in my opinion. There are definitely other really good series that I would. What? Oh. Unlock mod tokens for a skill using XP. Freely change the token on a skill once unlocked. And get damage, stun, and element. Oh, shoot, I'm going damage 100% on everything if I can. Oh, so that increases the damage of the skill. Very interesting. Different than what was in the first game. So yeah, the series has changed a lot since I first started playing it, but do I enjoy it any less? Not at all. I want to go in there. How do I get in here? Looks like there is a way, but I guess I can't get to it from here. Ah. From here. But definitely has changed a lot, especially the story. The story, I never thought it would get to this point. Right? I thought
That one has to be it.
3
Seems like we'll have to
would
get
be
to it
their
first.
way of finalizing it. Of course, just like anybody that gets caught up in a series and caught up in a story that they enjoy a lot, you want a series to continue, and you want
I think I see a crank over here.
to continue.
Another mental exercise. Would one who spends their life fighting, such as Tyr, have any desire to prove themselves? The proof leads a wake of destruction.
But if the wake of destruction is a bunch of bad guys, why does that matter? You're strong, and you did the right thing.
War does not measure the strength of a man. I hope one day you understand.
Interesting. I'm not sure. Wait a second. No. Wrong thing. Oh. What? Oh, so that would keep that down there. And then... Okay, sorry, I'm trying to think too hard on this puzzle. So there's a reason why I can have him put that there, and so that can continue flowing. So then there's gotta be a reason behind that being there. That needs water to flow into. There we go. So that gets me here.
We're almost there. Hey, we did it.
Nice. So, yeah. I kind of lost my train of thought, but that's okay. It happens.
This should be it.
The main point is that I've played these games from day one, have enjoyed them from day one, and I will continue to play them, even
We'll
if
have to go back and check out that last door, right?
this is supposed to be the last one, which maybe not. Maybe there might be a third one. I don't know. They definitely make it seem like they want to continue the series on.
Tell the ground to be still.
Especially from finding some of the
Familiar. We're back in the spiral section of the
like
mine.
giant murals and stuff like that. They make it seem as if they want to continue on into other mythos, almost. So like instead of just being Greek and Norse and just those two, really, they would like to possibly, now I'm not speaking for the developers, I'm just kind of inferencing from their artwork and everything else on some of these murals. It does seem like they would like to be able to move on into
Damn it.
other ones. I don't know what they would be.
I don't think we're alone.
Ears open, eyes up.
But whichever they would be, I think it'd be really cool. Although, in my personal opinion, as good of a character as Kratos is, I do think to have Atreus, his son, actually have a proper character development, either Kratos would have to die or retire, which I highly doubt that would happen, but dying does seem like it would be the next logical step. Have Kratos die, and then Atreus keeps moving forward with his life and keeps doing whatever it is he would do, right?
Atreus.
And he would be who you continue the story through.
It's fine. I get it.
Brothers. Wait, is that light up ahead there?
Hey, this might be it. That door's barred. They must be trying to keep something in.
You don't lock a door like that to secure the spare bedclothes.
I see what we must do.
But overall, I feel like people would hate the fact that they would lose Kratos. What the heck? Oh, these guys. Bifrost stacks. Anhjar can inflict Bifrost on the health bar. Bifrost heals over time, but follow-up hits can detonate it for extra damage. Ah. So don't get hit by that. Nice. No Bifrost damage for you. Oof. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Get off me. More damage. Need more damaging moves. Oh. Get him with that block. There we go. Oh, no.
This has to be it.
Go back.
To it then.
Yeah, go back over here. Didn't mean to do that. Was just trying to get close enough to grab the heels. Nice. Let's go. Open!
Tyr!
What trickery is this, Odin? What game do you play with me now?
We're not with Odin. We're the good guys.
Couldn't just rip the thing off of his neck?
This is the god of war.
Those blades. I know you. God killer. Have you come for me now?
Only to free you.
Stay away. Brother, let me try. Tyr. Look, you know me, don't you?
You killed Mimir!
No.
Yeah, we brought him right back.
You stay away from me, you monsters!
Stop! We need him!
Wait!
Dumb. Big dumb. Let's go! You missed, buddy boy! Oh! Oh! Blocked. Ah, come on! Thought I was doing pretty good. One of the things I like about the blades is they do seem more advantageous towards crowd control versus the axe works a lot better in close quarters. Because let's say if I try to attack from far, I'm not doing much damage by throwing it. Ooh, I didn't know I could do that. Spin the wind. Wreck. Also, I was thinking about possibly streaming on Twitch as well, occasionally, or I might just switch over to Twitch. I'm not really sure yet. I just thought it'd be better.
This way. Cut him off.
Hi.
I'm about to get knocked around a bunch, aren't I?
How you doing today, Justin? Oh God.
Tread carefully, brother.
Oh, what was that? Oh. All right. Come on. There we go. How you doing today, Justin? It's finally the weekend. Nice. Yeah, it's definitely good that it's the weekend. I'm gonna assume that since you're very thankful it's the weekend, probably had a bit of a rough week or something like that.
Find your son.
What is... Ah, yeah, I definitely understand that. Lots of training for you, or are you kind of hopping in as a trainer for somebody at the new job? Because either one, I've definitely had to experience both, and they can be kind of a pain,
Just leave me alone.
dependent on the job.
Listen, I swear we're not here to hurt you. We're just trying to get
Get
you
away
out.
from me,
Take you
please.
somewhere safe,
I
away
beg
from
you.
Odin.
Show mercy.
This is my father. We help people.
I don't.
And
allow
cut off their
you,
heads.
please. It's worse when he's angry.
Father!
Are you not a soldier? Are you not a leader of men? Master yourself!
Part of your message got cut out, so I'm gonna try and see
Look
if
at
I
him.
actually can pull up your message in a better way.
You. Why?
Let's see here.
You don't know me.
I know what you stood for. You helped the Giants. We're returning the favor.
On the side. Ah,
We are
trying to become a pilot on the
Are
side.
you coming with us?
Heck yeah. I have no idea how to be a pilot. But I did have a good friend in high school. Haven't seen him in a while. But he actually went to college to become a pilot. And from what I've seen from talking to him and following him on Instagram and stuff,
You in the lake.
it seems like he managed to do it
Thought you needed a weapon.
and is very, very
Kind
successful.
thought, but no. Thank you. No.
But
I would never be able to do it. Nice.
I ran because
Just
I
need
don't
time of your current
always
job.
know what's real.
Yeah, I very much believe that anybody can
Sometimes
do anything that they want to do if they strive hard enough
That, brother.
to do it and everything else. It's just a matter of how hard are you willing to work for it and what are you willing to do to get there, because
We must return home.
yeah, not everybody can be a pilot, not everybody can be a YouTuber, not everybody can be a streamer even, not everybody can do everything, but anybody is capable of doing anything. Like for me personally, I've done 15 different jobs because I haven't been able to decide on what kind of career I want to stick with, unfortunately. That and also made dumb mistakes.
Come to speak for the Jotnar.
My mother
Ah,
asked Johnny Midgard.
fair enough.
Laufey?
Laufey. I remember that name.
Well, I mean, I actually was partially, I say partially. I don't claim to be a mechanic by any means. I'm not very mechanically inclined. Like, I understand how a car works. It's overall not a complicated system, but there's a lot of moving parts to a car and everything else that can make it complicated if you don't understand the importance of each part and everything else, especially when you're trying to work on them, fix them, and everything else. Because that's mostly what I did, was maintenance on cars. But in doing so, it did teach me a lot. When I did that, I also did like vehicle safety inspections on cars, where I technically worked for a shop, but did it on behalf of the state that I live in.
You okay?
These are just much stronger when you're not sitting down.
I bet. They'd be a lot stronger. So, with that being said and everything else, I'm sure... It was 6-figure job. Nice. Well, I mean, if you manage to get it working and actually manage to get up to 6 figures, shoot, be rolling in it at that point.
Ragnarok is coming.
I'd just be happy, even if it wasn't in aviation or car mechanics or whatever. I'd like to just make 6 figures.
So dear.
I couldn't even imagine making that kind of money.
Mimir, what's become of you?
Following in your footsteps. Betrayal, indefinite imprisonment, execrable torture at the hands of the Old Father.
You didn't deserve such treatment.
Did you? I will say, my view was a touch better than yours.
We found him at the top of a mountain with tree roots wrapped all around him. The only way to free him was to... well, that.
Highly pleasant, for all parties involved.
You okay?
The light. It's...
Fair enough. I mean, like I said, not everybody can be a plane mechanic
The shade will make it easier.
or helicopter mechanic, because for me, I personally believe aviation can be a number of things, but whether you be the pilot, the mechanic, everybody has their purpose behind all of it. And what would be the point of there being a mechanic if you didn't have somebody that actually flew the plane? Because at that point, you have a car. If the wings aren't being utilized, then it's not
We're back in the wetland.
it's not a functioning plane at that point. In my opinion, it's like essentially having a bird with no wings. If you didn't have somebody to sit there and help the bird, if its wings weren't working, tried to like help it recuperate, or same thing with a plane. If you don't have somebody to work on a plane to get it to be able to fly, then it's not flying. And if you didn't have somebody that was a pilot to sit there and that's with almost everything. Everything goes in hand. It's the same thing with I'll use retail because I've worked in retail quite a bit. Without having someone to cash out a customer, like a cashier for instance, without a cashier, customer doesn't get what they want. Without a customer, cashier doesn't get what they want, essentially, which is to get paid at the end of the day. So almost everything in this world kind of goes hand in hand, and sometimes things get taken for granted, sometimes they don't. But the reality of all of it is that without each other, and having everyone in their right position and right area, we wouldn't have the things that we have today. That's why, to me, I find it funny.
Come. We must leave before more creatures
I
attack.
definitely had bosses that kind of took their employees for granted. I won't name any specific place. And took their customers for granted,
Even if I wish to.
which is sad to me because without one and the other, or one or the other, none of it would ever work. Which is a very painful thing, you know, because who wants to sit there and feel like, oh, well, I'm not important, or someone could always replace me? Yeah, that's true with everything. Everything can be replaced eventually. But sometimes you need those right people to keep things moving, especially smoothly. And sometimes good workers are hard to find as well. If you don't have that one person that's going to sit there and put in the hours, and they might occasionally call in every now and again when they need to. And you sit there and say, oh, well, you called in on this day, but this person needed that day off. Well, you got to weigh those options as a boss, and you got to make your people feel as if they matter. Because otherwise, when we feel like we don't matter, we don't want to be somewhere.
We just want some answers.
It's the same thing for planes.
I don't know how to help you.
It doesn't
Before the
matter.
pilots went on strike.
The Giants trusted you. That's the
Damn.
We need you.
What the fuck? Wow. That I actually didn't know about that. That's actually pretty fucked up. I would think that as a CEO, if you're seeing all your pilots go on strike, there's probably a reason. But to just fire them and rehire new ones, yeah, you're getting people to replace them, but like, come on now. There's a reason why people go on strike. There's a reason why people say enough is enough.
We killed them.
And it's not just because they're not getting paid well.
How we fought and freed the Valkyries.
Sometimes it's about respect.
Now they called me Loki. And finding the shrines.
Giants are gone.
When we got to Jotunheim, they were all dead.
Dead. Do you think Odin?
We do not know.
What the heck is that? I have not played this specific game before. I've played the previous one, and I've also played God of War 3 and 2 and Ascension and God of War 1. So I've played quite a bit of them. Then, in fact, the first one of this one, yeah. So far, I've been enjoying it a lot. It's been a lot of fun. What's kind of messed up about it is the first one, I've not fully played through it. I kind of watched somebody play through it, because at the time,
It's been too long. Beauty.
fair
In your
enough.
travels, did you ever hear the Giants talk about Loki?
Well, I mean, I'm sure I'll get to see whatever is to come. So far, I've been blown away
Makes sense.
from even comparing it to the first one. The first one I didn't even complete. The even though I did enjoy it a lot, and that, in fact, I had it downloaded on my PS4, but since I got this game with my PS5 when I bought it, I was just like, you know what?
I promised him some food
Screw it.
and a room to rest
Let's
in.
go ahead and play this one.
Well,
And
let's see what
it-
we can do. Please.
It might be subtle,
We'll be right in.
but to me, this game already looks exponentially better than the
So, can we talk
first one.
about what to do next?
There is much to consider. We will speak in the morning.
Oh, okay.
Focus on the story, do side missions after. Ah,
Hold still.
fair enough. Is it overall
Much better.
better to just keep with
See?
the story without trying to level up my gear or anything else, or does it kind of subtly
So,
bring your gear
sounds like promises were made.
kind of alongside you with the story? Like, does it level up your gear well enough where if, let's say, you fight somebody, you're not going to struggle through it as hard? Because that's the main reason why I do side stuff, is to make sure that my gear keeps up with me. Because I've played so many games in the past. One of them being The Witcher 3. The first time I played it through, I played the mess out of that game to the point where I just kind of bursted through the story. Ah, gotcha. You still have to go upgrade stuff, but don't go off. Okay. Fair enough. I mean, that definitely makes more sense. I mean, who's gonna want to watch through me going through every little side quest? And in fact, that was something I was very much worried about with my playstyle. Because my playstyle usually, not always, but usually is, okay, let's go through all the side stuff and then hop to the next story point, do all the side stuff, hop to the next story point. But from what I could tell, that's not it's not going to be nearly as entertaining. Ah, okay. Well, then I guess that means I have my work cut out for me by the I guess after the end of the game, where I can just kind of run through and do all the side stuff. I know one thing I definitely saw other people doing in the first one, because like I said, I didn't play through the first one, or at least not much of it. I think I got through the first act.
I want things to be the way they were.
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to
I will definitely try to just reach max level after story and everything else. That way people don't have to suffer through it.
I just wish Atreus
But in the first one, from what I saw, was people doing the Valkyrie stuff. Fighting the Valkyries and freeing them. And it references that at the beginning of this, from what I remember hearing. But since I never did it, I was kind of like I knew about it, but it was one of those things where I was like, damn.
His pain is fresh.
Yeah, I would prefer no spoilers for this one. As far as the last one, I don't really mind spoilers from the last one, even though I do technically believe almost everybody should know the story from the first one by now. And in fact, I would think almost everyone would know the story of this one by now. But for me, I'm enjoying the story so far. So if you do want to spoil some stuff, just don't spoil it for this one. You can spoil stuff for the last one.
Not doing that. Taking
That's
you to
all I
she's
ask.
Determined to murder you.
She wouldn't really.
Look, I think it's lovely that you see the best in people. I really do, and I want you to continue.
Well,
to see
I
the best
certainly
in people by
appreciate
not
that.
getting yourself murdered.
especially with like other people
But we need her.
coming to the streams and possibly watching and everything else. You don't know ever really if someone has ever actually seen something or played something, and just because you might have done it doesn't necessarily mean, or let's say if I might have done it, doesn't necessarily mean somebody else has. I mean, we all play different games. We all have different interests.
Jormungandr? Did you find him?
Why don't I show you? It's just on the way to the vengeful goddess who wants you.
Damn.
So it'll give us some time to
I
decide
probably
how to
could have,
So,
if I would have had the money to pay for a PS5. But when this game released,
Let's just
I
talk to the
did
snake
not
first,
have
and
the
then I
money
will
to
take
be
you to Freya.
purchasing a PS5 at
How's
the
that
time.
sound?
And the only reason I even bought my PS5 was because I got my income tax back and was like, you know what? I'm getting the PS5 finally, and I'm going to make sure it comes with God of War. I thought the PS5 I was getting would actually be God of War themed, but for how much I paid for it, fair enough.
Glad you brought your key.
I mean, I'm sure it's not bad on PS4, but I definitely wasn't going to be paying for it if I was playing it on PS4, especially because the PS4 that I still own is the original PS4. It's not the Pro, and it's not like the Slim. And from my
I
understanding,
meant to tell you.
the Slim technically got better hardware in it. It didn't have the same hardware as the Pro, but it was still better hardware than what was in the original PS4,
Very clean.
so it still ran
I'd offer
better.
you a hug. Why traumatize either of us?
So I was just like, you know what? I don't want to struggle with this game. Which, you know,
Yep, just past the oarsman.
uh,
But that's what makes you think Jormungandr's nearby.
some consoles,
I smelled.
from what I've seen from other people, like I have I had other friends that had original PS4s and stuff, and it ran fine on their systems. But on my system, even playing the original God of War, it ran so bad sometimes. Like I would actually have freezing and crashing of the game, and it made me just worry that if I bought this game,
Not so easy, huh?
it just would not be a pleasurable experience. Because to me, I want to experience that whole 60 FPS and everything.
What's been going on?
So, Father said
Nice.
I cast a spell when Fenrir died, but I don't know what he's talking about.
Accidental magic? That is disquieting.
No, doesn't look like I can mess with those.
Accidental magic's
As
not
Atreus?
Sort of turned into a bear.
A bear? Including the slobber.
Yeah, and I lost control.
Including the
Magic
slobber.
better than anyone.
But yeah, so I was just like, you know what? I'm not buying it unless,
Do it your way then, Sin. A huge
oh,
venomous
missed.
snake seems much safer.
It's venomous? Shoot the barrel. It's got soundstone on it too.
I don't know how to feel about this.
Feels good, right?
It's great, Sindri.
80K. Yeah. I would prioritize that. And in fact, I still think I was
How'd the armor
kind of
tear
stupid.
here?
Find a way through.
Uh,
I'm on it.
Huh. Looks dwarven.
oh, wrong one.
It is soundstone, but the path's still blocked. I don't see any more on this side.
Hold on. Let me look around. Maybe I need a different angle.
From over there or up here. There we go.
So, Tyr's on.
Yeah, I would definitely prioritize that over
Payment. And well,
getting a PS5. And I think I was kind of stupid buying a PS5, even though I'm enjoying it and I'm getting here to stream this game on it and everything else. It's
me. We've got
one of those
company.
things where
On my back?
you do things for your own enjoyment and a little bit of enjoyment for others, but
I like the way you think. Okay, here goes nothing.
but it's definitely not something that, unless you absolutely have the money, you should ever do. Otherwise,
A little help would be nice.
Okay.
yeah, but sometimes you have to kind of sacrifice fun, in my opinion,
Harsh words.
and from my own personal experience, in order to actually achieve something more. Because if you don't sacrifice at least some fun in life, you're not really going to ever achieve as much as you would want. So like how you're trying to become a pilot and everything else. I've had similar opportunities, not necessarily becoming a pilot, but I've had opportunities that could have been better. Yeah, like you say, grind and get financial freedom, then enjoy life. Which, that's definitely not something I've done correctly. There's mostly every time I ever have money, I tend to want to just spend it, unfortunately. But I'm definitely working on
Sacrificing so many objects.
getting a better job than what I had previously.
Oh, whatever.
That hopefully will lead to getting my financial freedom, because I plan on getting into blacksmithing once I have the money to buy the tools and the equipment and everything else that I need
Shoot.
in order
The lift switch
to
is broken.
get my own shop and everything else.
You can fix
And then
it,
once
can't you?
I
Or does your
have
brother
that
all
whole
the time
situation set up, I want to be able to blacksmith just about anything.
If I say yes,
If somebody
realize you're
wants
confirming Brock has all the time.
as historically accurate as I can make it armor, for instance, I want to be able to do so. And
There.
charge whatever it would cost to do so. But again, it all takes time, money,
I just need to
and lots of hard work.
Keeps bad things.
But I do still
Freya wouldn't kill me.
want to have my fun, so I do have a PS5 now and
He's only eaten
have
me
this.
once.
I had conveniently scrubbed that from my memory.
Well, we're here.
Local international airport. I will definitely give that a look. I'm always open up to suggestion as far as careers and everything else. I actually do have a friend who works for airport. All she does is security.
Well, have you tried calling him?
But from what she's told me, it was a life changer for her
I'm not
from
talking about the horn.
working for him. She told me she met her husband there, and ever since she met him, it's kind of helped her get through those like grueling days that you have, just like anywhere else.
That's not weird at all.
That and just from the money that she makes just doing it, and she said it feels simple. Yeah. That's a lot of people with their careers and everything else. Sometimes you have that one career that you're like, hey, this could turn out really great for me if I would have just done this earlier. Same goes for me. There's many chances that I've had that I've kind of squandered and not really taken, unfortunately, which definitely sucks, but I'll definitely look into it, and if something turns out from it and I end up possibly on the same path as you and maybe become a pilot, maybe become a mechanic, maybe do something involving airlines or airport or something, we might run across each other someday. But for now, I will at least be... Dang. That's kind of me. If I would have at 18 would have stuck with the job that I had at 18, which was... I was a mechanic. Well, not really a mechanic. I was in maintenance, but I was starting to learn mechanic-oriented stuff and could have gotten paid to go to classes to become a mechanic. I could be making what I would consider decent money at the time, anyway. and then could have possibly opened up my own shop and mechanics and everything else. But it was one of those things where, at the time, I didn't think about taking that opportunity and
What do you
didn't
think it means?
put enough forethought into it and enough effort into it to actually get somewhere. Yeah. And that's something I've had to definitely learn the hard way is actually sitting down and learning from the mistakes that I've
Maybe
made
I can...
rather than just allowing them to be mistakes.
Would you just let me do it?
You gonna open the door?
So what was your plan anyway? Just stroll up to the old Valkyrie Council circle and hope Freya's in a good mood?
Well, now that I know where she is, yeah, exactly what I'm gonna do.
Fuck.
That's a bad word. We don't say those words around here.
He's unbearable when he's smug.
Look, Baldur tried to kill her. We had no choice.
Not sure she sees it that way.
Well, I'm not gonna ask.
I'll grab this while it's here.
Besides, they were your arrows.
You're absolutely right, which is exactly why I'm recommending we don't do this.
So what is it that made you want to kind of become a pilot in the first place? Was it just the career that you've always seen yourself possibly wanting to do, or was it more of a money situation, or a little bit of both? That's not a bad reason. I've definitely known people to want things for worse. True. I've heard from some people though, if you enjoy what you do at the very least, your hobby can kind of become what makes you money. But that's kind of one of those instances where very few people have told me that. And it's been kind of a very far and in between situation. Dang.
Well, that's quite enough excitement for one day.
No way. We're so.
I guess that would kind of make sense to a certain degree, because I was also a butcher at one point, and they got hazard pay because there was a high chance you could accidentally cut yourself,
Maybe this is a sign.
or others
Don't be a
that
baby.
were working
I'll catch
around you.
Promise not to drop you this time.
Because it wasn't just butchering, you also had to be a part of the kill floor, which was
Step between the realms then.
You know
off
it doesn't work
cows
that
and
way. Though sweet Bessel, I wish it did.
See? Was that so bad?
I sincerely hope I never have to do it again, if that's what you're asking.
he looked like a child.
My shot! Well, if I can't stop you, then this is as far as I go. I'm gonna stay and fix this.
I want a bag like that. Yeah, Sindri, I would have to say, as much as I like Kratos and Atreus, Sindri is my favorite character. He has the best attitude, in my opinion.
You sure you want to go in there wearing the very arrow tip that killed her son?
I'll hide it under my shirt. And besides, it's a reminder to be better.
You need a murder weapon to be a better person?
It makes me feel brave, okay? Is that such a bad thing?
When it leads you to believe you can convince Freya of anything, yes, it is.
I have to try.
This might sound weird, and you might not have ever seen it, but what? Hit the fire pots. Oh,
Sweet.
nice.
Just keep going.
Is it the same person that voice acted Sindri the same guy that voice acted Hiccup from How to Train Your Dragon because his voice sounds very familiar.
Makes you think that applies to you? This is life and death.
And this is Ragnarok. We can't just do nothing, and we're out of options.
Living is an option.
Now, it could very well be someone that has a very similar voice.
Which way to the council? As long as I go up and forward.
I'm sure I could probably look it up. It's just one because I've definitely heard of other actors that have a very similar voice to that character from that series. But you never know. A lot of voice actors do get around. Ooh, that was close. I did not think I'd have that timing right. Oh, I missed that block. Welcome everybody else to the stream. Hope y'all enjoy the stream so far. I've just been kind of talking back and forth with Justin. Been learning a lot. And I've been learning a lot about this game. Yeah, I don't... How am I supposed to... Can he fire his bow?
It's blocked. Need to destroy the sonic piece first.
How does... How am I supposed to...
I just need to get a different angle on the soundstone.
Oh, okay, I got you. Oh, wrong one. Yeah, it's definitely going to take a lot for me to figure out Atreus' moveset. I keep accidentally firing the wrong arrows.
Man, if Father could see me now, he would lose it. I wouldn't have to hide things if he'd just trust me.
How can I trust you if you lie?
Actually, that's a good point.
Yeah. He's definitely not a bad character. I wouldn't say his combat's bad at all. I've definitely played characters that have been a lot harder of combat. It's just a matter of I'm so used to kind of playing as Kratos, which for me has become kind of mindless. From my experience from the first one and into this one, it feels very similar to 2 and 3. Where you can kind of use the same mentality where you can almost mindlessly run around and just hit stuff and you'll kill it. Even though that's not necessarily how I'm sure they designed you to play the game. To me, Loki or Atreus, whatever you prefer to call him, has kind of a more methodicalness to his gameplay, because you have to know your melee combat, your range combat, and know what arrows to use against people, from what I can tell, because his arrows seem to do different things to enemies.
Why won't you tell me?
Oh, there we go. I'll grab this while I'm here. I'm gonna try very hard not to stray too far off the path, but if it's something that's kind of near where I am, I would like to at least grab it while I can. Ooh, nightmare. Well, that wasn't hard to kill. Yeah. That definitely seems like a much better way of doing it. Considering my first actual video that I did, because I had an issue with my internet where I thought I was streaming properly, but for some reason the stream never went through onto YouTube, and I didn't realize it till the stream was done with. And it never posted it onto my channel as a live or anything. So after that whole thing went down, I decided to just record one as a video. And when I went back and watched through the video, there were so many parts that I kind of tried to cut out that was just purely side quests. They're not really side quests, but like side exploring. That I was like, yeah, no one wants to watch through all this. If you see one instance of this, you're gonna understand what every other instance of this is. So I tried cutting out what I thought would be a good proportion without kind of cutting out too much. If this tells you anything, it went from being like I'm pretty sure it was like an hour and 4-minute video, I think it was. And I reduced it down to 40 minutes, which isn't too much, I suppose, but I mean, almost, let's see, 40, almost 20 minutes worth of content purely cut from it, just overall not being. Oh, come on, hit the thing. There we go. Just not being entertaining or not being helpful. It just was bad. I was like, man, I would not want to sit there and and watch that. Grab that. Oh, come on. There we go. There was a problem with the server. Hopefully I didn't lose connection. I'm kind of trying to... I don't have like a full Steam OBS or anything as of right now. I need to... I just kind of stream everything off of my PS5. And then try and watch the stream through my phone. That way, if there's anything I do miss as far as chats or anything else, I can still see them and look back. That, and from looking at your chats and everything, Justin, in some instances of your chats, my overlay kind of cut them off a bit, and I'd rather it not do that. Because I want to be able to fully read it out and be able to let you know that I am paying attention.
Just need to look out for that big door.
Missed it. What's actually kind of funny though is looking at my phone to be able to see the chats as well as having the overlay.
Is that you up there?
Yes, it is me.
Hello down there.
Hey! Come to your senses yet?
Yes. I mean, I'm not changing my mind.
Do have doubts.
That's messed up.
Better than having regrets.
I'm not sure I agree with that, but by all means, keep going and you might find those too.
Yep, that's the door.
Yep, this one. So yeah, what was I saying? What'll happen is I will actually see the chat on my phone before it pops up on my overlay, so I end up reading it faster than my overlay tells me.
I mean, just because I'm responsible for the death of your son doesn't mean... Okay, yeah. Should probably avoid mentioning that. Is that Freya? Am I wearing this around my neck? The arrow tip that killed your son? That's a great question. I'm so dead. Here goes nothing.
I wouldn't just tuck it in my shirt. I would have actually taken it off and like put it away somewhere in like the snow.
Freya!
You should have stayed with Sindri.
Wait! Stop!
Your father. Where is he?
Not here!
He sent you?
No! He doesn't know!
As if Kratos would send Atreus to hunt somebody
Should have come.
if he wanted somebody dead.
What makes you think I won't do the same?
You're better than this!
You would stake your life on it? What do you know of me?
I know you haven't killed me yet. So while you're thinking it over, why don't you let me go and I can tell you why I came?
You mean to plead for your father, save your breath. His fate is sealed.
But you know who's to blame for everything.
I cannot get to Odin. Nor do I need to. Ragnarok will take him.
Yeah? Well, what if I told you that he came to Midgard? He came to us. Offered peace if we don't move against him. Claims Ragnarok's already been averted.
He lies.
She has weird fire.
Maybe. But if you know Groa's prophecy, you know it depends on an army of giants.
The giants wait for war in Jotunheim.
No. I've been there. There is no giant army. There are no giants at all. Just me.
You.
In Jotunheim, you learn the truth. My mother was the last guardian of our people in Midgard. And that's not all.
Sorry if I'm being quiet. I'm getting encompassed in the story.
Prophecies about it. They know me as Loki. I think maybe I'm supposed to help stop Odin somehow. But since all the giants are dead and you won't fight Odin, then you've already won. Why aren't we working together? Now that you can fight again!
I am far from whole.
Okay. Okay. But we found Tyr. Maybe if you spoke to him.
Tyr's alive?
Yeah. We
Welcome to the stream.
Impossible. The 9 realms are closed to all.
No. We opened up the way.
We know the way.
But if we all band together...
Enough. Enough! Leave this place. Go and do not return. Go before I change my mind. Do not expect the same mercy for your father.
Fair enough. Although, unless you wrapped a full wall around the area, we could technically climb up on top of something and just vault over the whole thing. That and Kratos' blades are of fire. He could burn through that if he wanted. Whoop. Ooh, stuff. Give me this stuff. Sonic Aftershock. Scraps of metal from Tyr's temple fused with soundstone echoing the warrior's spirit. What does that do? Stinging barrage. Increases the number of arrows fired. Ah, fires a powerful single shot of several arrows. What about the other ability? Does the other ability act as if it was a different thing, but I guess not. Fair enough. Nice. This way.
Okay, so I'm not dead. I didn't get any answers. So this all might have just been a very big waste of time. Which I will never, ever admit to Sindri. Good thing I like climbing.
He practically almost sounds like he's brothers with Sindri and Brock. More so with Sindri.
Yo. Oh, thank Amir. You're all right. How did it go? I'm starting to think.
Sindri, I told you I could handle it. But I don't think she's gonna help us.
I thought you just said you weren't gonna admit nothing to her. Or to him, I mean.
Where's your necklace?
Huh? Oh! I was thinking and I, got rid of it.
She took it, didn't she? Today was your lucky day. So, tell me, how did it feel to run on chaos?
There's more chaos.
I just fixed that!
Oh.
Need a moment!
Yup!
Oof.
I'm gonna be sick!
He just throws up all over the place. Use his ultimate move. Vomit. Although that would remind me of too much of Bo Raicho from Mortal Kombat.
I'll repair it later. Let's get out of here before something else tries to kill us.
Yeah, good idea.
Hate to bring it up, but are we telling your dad about this? Since you've
Definitely not.
No way. He'd kill you.
Right. Well, speaking of coming clean, I need your opinion on something. Something I've kept from my brother for a long time. I'll tell you on the way back. Come on.
Do they ever quit?
What's behind me? Oh, that. There we go. I don't even know if I'm using the right arrows against these guys, but hopefully. Ooh! What was that? Did he flashbang me?
Okay, back to Alfheim Tower. You were saying?
Alright.
Long
Yeah.
before you were born, there was an accident at the forge. Brock died. I couldn't accept it. I went to the Lake of Souls in Alfheim to steal him back. Legions of souls tried to stop me. I can still feel them crawling all over my skin. Thing is, I could only get 3 of his 4 soul parts back.
Sindri.
Brock just thought
3
he
out of
knocked
4.
out. I've been lying to him ever since. It's been eating at me lately.
You have to tell him. He has a right to know.
When the time is right. As should you with your father.
That's not the same thing.
Yeah, considering you're lying about one person being dead
Really? Now?
versus the other one just lying. Oh. There we go. Got around his shield. Ow. Finally figured out how to do that. I thought it might have had to do with the same ability system as Kratos'
Anyway,
but I wasn't entirely sure.
You did a good thing. You saved Brock's life. I caused trouble.
No. I made a choice. One that wasn't mine to make.
What do you mean? A choice?
I couldn't be alone. The other dwarves, when they saw him, they shunned us. So we left.
That is kind of confusing to me though,
You
because
can't change the past, but it
he
doesn't
said
have
he
to
didn't want to be
your
alone, yet you meet him
Let's go home
in
before Father wakes up.
the first
That might be
game.
the best idea you've had all night. Trey.
Trey?
That's right.
Shut up.
You meet him in the first game, and
So I'm not allowed to give you a nickname?
Is that what that was?
him and his brother aren't working
Whatever,
together.
bloke.
But it doesn't really tell you how long they had
Ugh, I
not
heard
been
it when I
working
said
together,
it.
from my understanding. So if you didn't want to be alone, why would you? If that makes any sense.
I hate coming home empty-handed. After Tyr was such a failure, just wanted
Now
to...
hang on, little Jotun. Tyr may not be everything you expected, but a failure? You saved him from a terrible fate. That's not nothing.
True.
Hey, maybe he'll be some help to us yet.
Maybe. But Father's not gonna go along with this forever. He's probably already got our next hiding place all picked out.
Well, let's not make it worse by getting caught. When we get there, I'll cover our tracks at the gateway and slip around back. And you just act natural, but quickly. Go, go, go.
What? Oh.
That is not the risk that concerns me. Do we trust the path they would put us on?
I trust their wisdom, and this is the closest thing to hearing directly from them.
You are certain the Giants would not counsel war?
I said that they were wise. In my experience, that goes with being peaceful.
Oh, little brother. Told you we needn't worry.
Atreus, where have you been?
Peeing?
Hope you're all hungry.
I could eat.
Is everyone as well rested as I am? Be right down.
That's so weird to see him just adjust the guy's head on the table.
Sausage?
Sure. Why not?
If you have to question it, it probably isn't.
I remember food tasting better.
I suppose you'd like to try cooking for this lot.
I accept.
What? Atreus, we are planning our next move.
Oh, so where are we going?
Alfheim, home of the elves.
Alfheim? You hate Alfheim. Why would we move there?
Move there? No, we are seeking information.
The Shrine of Groa, young one. Your father tells me you found it there.
Groa? The Knowledge Keeper? Oh, maybe there's a secret there I can unlock.
Aye. Who better than the seer who saw everything?
I wasn't sure you, Never mind. That's great. Alfheim.
Hey, don't go forgetting this what'll get you there.
You know what? I'm gonna build a bigger table.
What's wrong with that table?
More for me.
Tyr, you're really up for coming with us?
I am. Whenever you're ready. Well, whenever your father's ready, I should say. If my counsel might help you towards the answers you seek, it's the least I can do to repay you. Plus, I think it will do me well to see the light of Elfheim again.
That elf light is some good shit.
Oh, I didn't realize it wanted me to stand up.
So, where'd this plan come from?
Oh, from Mimir, of course. I was merely asking how you found me, and he explained the secret prophecies inside the Jotnar shrines. Fascinating.
From there, we set to taking stock of which shrines we'd seen, at which point your father recalled finding Groas outside the Temple of Light.
Well, I think that's going to be the end of the stream, guys. I thank y'all for joining me and watching the stream, especially you, Justin. You've kind of kept me good company so far this whole time. It's been nice talking with you about everything we've talked about so far. I hope to catch you on the next stream. But if not, no big deal. It's entirely up to you. But I will see everybody else in the next one, and that will be all. Y'all have a good one.